Hello everyone, and welcome to the channel. My name is Kassan Bikila, and you're watching Attack. Today, we're diving into the crypto world has evolved massively since Bitcoin's early days. But in 2025, with thousands of coins out there, how you spot the real projects versus the scams. Today, we break down the cryptocurrencies with active development, real utility, and serious adoption. Let's dive in. Section 1, the crypto giants. Bitcoin BTC, the OG cryptocurrency. Digital gold. Stores value like no other. Stats as of April 14th, 2025. Price, around $85,000 fluctuating. Recent high of $85,310. Market cap, approximately $1.67 to $1.7 trillion. Max supply, capped at 21 million coins. Bitcoin, since its inception, has maintained its position as the leading cryptocurrency by market capitalization. Its core value proposition lies in its decentralized nature, limited supply, and its role as a store of value, often compared to gold, digital gold. Key developments and visuals. Bitcoin ETF approval headlines. The approval of spot Bitcoin exchange-traded funds, ETFs, in early 2025 has been a significant catalyst for institutional adoption. These ETFs provide traditional investors with regulated access to Bitcoin, leading to increased demand and potentially influencing price. You might see headlines from major financial news outlets announcing these approvals and the subsequent inflows into these funds. Halving countdown. Bitcoin undergoes a halving event roughly every 4 years, with a reward for mining new blocks is cut in half. This reduces the rate at which new Bitcoins are created, increasing scarcity over time. The last halving occurred on April 20th, 2024, reducing the block reward to 3.125 BTC. The next halving is expected around mid-2028, and a visual countdown could be displayed showing the estimated time remaining until this event. Historically, halvings have been followed by significant price appreciation, although this is not guaranteed. Mining animations. Visualize the process of Bitcoin mining, where powerful computers solve complex mathematical problems to validate transactions and add new blocks to the blockchain. This proof-of-work system secures a network, but is also energy-intensive. Price chart detail. The BTC price chart would ideally show significant price movements, highlighting the volatility and the overall upward trend over the long term, punctuated by surges around major events like ETF approvals or in anticipation of halvings. It's important to note that while some analysts predicted much higher prices for Bitcoin in 2025, even exceeding $150,000 or $180,000, the current price around $85,000 reflects market fluctuations and various economic factors. Some analysts even suggest potential drops due to global economic concerns or trade tariffs. Bitcoin's long-term value proposition continues to attract investors who see it as a hedge against inflation and a fundamental part of the evolving digital economy. Its limited supply and increasing institutional acceptance through vehicles like ETFs solidify its role as a cornerstone of the cryptocurrency market. Ethereum, ETH, the smart contract king. DeFi NFTs and Web3 run here. Stats, as of April 15, 2025. Price, around $4,900, fluctuating. Recent high around $4,950. Market cap, approximately $580 to $590 billion. Supply, no fixed maximum supply. Key update, the successful completion of the merge or Ethereum 2.0 upgrade transitioned the network from a proof-of-work POW consensus mechanism to a more energy-efficient proof-of-stake POS system. Visual, Ethereum Layer 2 ecosystem map. More details. The visual for Ethereum should focus on its vibrant Layer 2 L2 ecosystem. This map would illustrate how various scaling solutions are building on top of the Ethereum base layer to improve transaction speed, reduce gas fees, and enhance scalability. Here's a breakdown of what this map could include. Central Ethereum base layer. The core Ethereum blockchain should be represented at the center or as the foundation of the map. It should be clearly labeled as Ethereum mainnet or Layer 1. Prominent Layer 2 solutions. Radiating outwards from the base layer will be various prominent L2 projects, each represented by a distinct logo and name. Key categories of L2S to include are rollups. These execute transactions off-chain and then post summarized transaction data, call data, onto the Ethereum mainnet. This significantly increases throughput and reduces costs. Examples to feature: optimistic rollups. Projects like Optimism and Arbitrum 1 should be clearly visible. Their logos and names should be prominent. You can include a brief tagline like Optimism, EVM-compatible fraud proofs, and Arbitrum 1, EVM plus fraud proofs. Zero-knowledge, ZK, rollups. Projects like ZK Sync Era, Starknet, and potentially Polygon ZKVM should be showcased. Taglines include ZK Sync Era, EVM-compatible validity proofs, Starknet, Cairo VM validity proofs, and Polygon ZKVM, EVM-equivalent validity proofs. Sidechains. These are independent blockchains that run parallel to the Ethereum mainnet and have their own consensus mechanisms, but are connected to Ethereum via bridges. Polygon POS is a significant example to include here, with a tagline like Polygon POS. Independent chain, EVM-compatible, bridge to Ethereum. Validium, similar to Zk rollups, but data availability is handled off-chain. Immutable X, focus on NFTs, is a notable example. Interconnections and bridges. Visual lines or bridges should connect the L2 solutions back to the Ethereum mainnet, illustrating the flow of assets and data. These could be labeled to indicate the purpose, e.g., asset bridge, ecosystem elements on L2S. To highlight the real utility, the map should also show key applications and protocols that are actively building and running on these L2S. This could include DeFi platforms, logos of popular decentralized finance, DeFi, protocols that are deployed on L2S, such as Uniswap, on Arbitrum and Optimism, Aave, and others. NFT marketplaces. Section 2, Next-Gen Blockchains. Speedometer comparing transactions per second TPS of Solana, Cardano, and Avalanche, potentially showing Solana in the lead, followed by Avalanche, and then Cardano. Include logos for each blockchain. Solana SOL. Blazing fast, low-cost transactions. The Ethereum alternative. Stats as of April 15th, 2025. Price, around $178, fluctuating. Recent highs around $185. Estimated transactions per second. TPS claiming upwards of 65,000 theoretical TPS. Real-world usage often sees lower but still significantly high throughput compared to older blockchains. NFT boom. Solana has become a significant player in the non-fungible token NFT space, attracting creators and collectors with its lower transaction costs compared to Ethereum. You might see visuals of popular Solana NFT collections or marketplaces. DeFi ecosystem. Solana's DeFi ecosystem has also grown significantly, with various decentralized exchanges to X's, lending protocols, and other financial applications building on its network. The Ethereum alternative narrative stems from Solana's aim to provide a similar smart contract platform with superior scalability and lower costs, potentially attracting developers and users who find Ethereum's gas fees prohibitive. The NFT boom on Solana has been a significant driver of its adoption, with a vibrant community and numerous successful projects launching on the network. While it has faced network congestion issues in the past, ongoing development efforts aim to improve stability and further enhance its performance. Cardano, ADA, peer-reviewed and methodical, big in emerging markets. Stats as of April 15th, 2025. Price, around 60 cents, fluctuating. Estimated transactions per second, TPS, while the theoretical limit is much higher with future upgrades. The current network capacity is significantly lower than Solana and Avalanche. Cardano's focus has been on security and rigorous testing rather than maximizing raw TPS in the short term. Focus on identity solutions. Cardano has been actively involved in developing blockchain-based identity solutions, particularly for emerging markets. This includes projects aimed at providing digital identities for individuals who may lack traditional forms of identification, enabling access to services like finance and governance. You might see visuals related to digital identity wallets or partnerships in developing countries. Emerging markets. Cardano has a strong focus on adoption in developing nations in Africa and other regions, aiming to provide infrastructure for financial inclusion, supply chain management, and other applications. Section 3. Ethereum's Helpers Layer. We've talked about the big players like Bitcoin and Ethereum. Now, let's dive deeper into the innovation happening on top of Ethereum. Enter the Layer 2s. These are like express lanes built on Ethereum Highway, making transactions faster and cheaper. Imagine Ethereum as a busy highway. It's great, but traffic jams are common and it can be expensive to travel. Layer 2s are like building separate express lanes alongside the main highway. This reduces congestion and makes the journey smoother and more affordable. Polygon Matic, used by Nike, Starbucks. ZK Tech is the future. Stats, as of April 15, 2025. Price, around $1.12, fluctuating. Market cap, approximately $10 billion. Section 4, Privacy and DeFi. Now let's explore two crucial aspects of the crypto world, privacy and decentralized finance DeFi. Now let's explore two crucial aspects of the crypto world, privacy and decentralized finance DeFi. Visual, anonymous wallet transactions, represented by stylized swirling patterns and obscured addresses. Optionally, include a comparison to traditional bank transactions with visible sender and receiver information. Privacy-focused cryptocurrency. Monero is a cryptocurrency designed with a strong emphasis on privacy. It uses advanced cryptographic techniques like ring signatures and confidential transactions to obscure the senders and receivers of transactions. Focus on financial privacy. Monero aims to provide users with greater control over their financial data and protect their privacy from prying eyes, including governments and third parties. Use cases. Monero is often used by individuals and organizations who value financial privacy, such as journalists, whistleblowers, and those living in countries with repressive regimes. Visual, clean, minimalist DeFi app interfaces for Aave and Uniswap. Potential animations showing users interacting with the platforms, borrowing, lending, swapping tokens. Aave/Uniswap. DeFi pillars, lending and trading without banks. Aave, decentralized lending platform. Aave is a leading DeFi protocol that allows users to lend and borrow cryptocurrencies. Interest rate markets. Aave utilizes variable and stable interest rates, enabling borrowers to choose the best option for their needs. Flash loans. Aave offers a unique feature called Flash Loans, which allows users to borrow crypto assets without collateral, provided a loan is repaid within the same transaction. Open source and permissionless. Anyone can participate in the Aave protocol by lending or borrowing assets. Uniswap. Decentralized exchange DX Uniswap is a prominent DX that allows users to swap cryptocurrencies directly with each other without intermediaries. Section 5. Real-world adoption. Now, let's talk about how crypto is moving beyond just speculation and starting to impact the real world. We'll look at two exciting examples: Toncoin and the rise of tokenized assets. Visual, tokenized real estate, represented by a stylized image of a building with blockchain icons integrated. Also, show a visual of the Telegram Messenger. Telegram's 900M users could onboard the crypto masses. Focus on scalability and speed. TON is designed for high throughput and low transaction fees, making it suitable for large-scale adoption and everyday use cases. Section 6. Red flags. The crypto world is full of potential, but also has its share of risks. Now, let's talk about some red flags to watch out for. Visual, scam coin headlines, rug pull warning displayed on a news ticker, images of suspicious social media posts, and overly enthusiastic community chats. The crypto space is unfortunately rife with scams and shady projects. Here are some key red flags to help you avoid getting burned. Avoid projects with no working product. Be wary of projects that only exist on paper. If there's no functional product or service, it's likely just a pump and dump scheme. Anonymous teams. Legitimate projects are usually transparent about their team members. If the team is anonymous or uses pseudonyms, it's a major red flag. Crazy hype but no utility. Hype is common in crypto, but it shouldn't overshadow the project's actual utility and value proposition. Be skeptical of projects with unrealistic promises and no clear use case. Other red flags to look out for: unrealistic promises. Be wary of projects promising astronomical returns or guaranteeing profits. Social media frenzy. Excessive hype and FOMO, fear of missing out, on social media can be signs of a pump and dump scheme. Lack of due diligence. Always do your own research, DYLR. Before investing, look into the team, technology, roadmap, and community. Pressure to invest. Legitimate projects won't pressure you to invest immediately. Be wary of any project that creates a sense of urgency or uses high-pressure sales tactics. Remember, investing in crypto carries risks.